We're live. Welcome to the Room Show. I got a special guest, Sarah. How you doing?
Hi, Rome. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. I appreciate you for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It seems like really cool. I'm really impressed with everything you're doing.
Definitely appreciate that.
hmm
So, Sarah, for those who may not know that are new to your work, how did you get into your journey and as an author and a podcast? How'd that begin?
yeah. I mean, I'll start with as an author. So I have a writing degree, but you know, I I started writing like coupons right out of school, and like also doing some production stuff. But always knew I wanted to write books. And then I moved to New York and really did everything but write books. I learned everything about the publishing industry. I learned how to market books. I learned how to talk to authors. And I never wrote my own. And finally, I had an opportunity last year when I was in London for the book fair. A publisher I knew and I were just having a conversation. And we ended up kind of like agreeing to do this book together. And here we are. It's about to be published on December 2nd.
Super nice. Congratulations on that.
Thanks. And for the podcast, that came about really because I felt like I was working with some really interesting people. I run an agency, Bobby Media, and they were always looking for clips. And I was looking for clips for them to use on the internet. And they were really cool people. And so I started to interview them. I also wanted to interview some of the people who have helped me along the way, some of my advisors and some of my first bosses. And so I had them on, and then it actually just kind of started to like evolve. Like it grew some legs. People wanted to be on it, and it's been really fun.
Nice. Lots of work.
Oh my God, lots of work. It's so much more work than I realized. It's so much editing. And I have help. You know, I have a team, my Bobby team. We've got Josh and Spencer, and they help me keep everything on the rails. But even between us, like there's still more work to be done all the time. It's like this constant thing. I don't know how you've done. I do not know how you've done over 300 episodes. That's phenomenal.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's hard work.
It's a lot of work. I know I also do some work for Alan Alda's podcast, Clear and Vivid, and we've hit over 300 episodes there, and he's just like prolific, and I'm always amazed at how you guys can keep going. I'm like on episode 20, and I'm like, that's how many years have you been doing this?
Like 8.
Wow, amazing. Good for you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It takes a
hmm
lot of work.
Yeah. Why did you decide to start doing it?
Well, I went to school for radio and TV, but then I
hmm
had got into an accident, so I was like sitting down for a while. Then I jumped into podcasting.
Nice.
Yeah,
Is it everything you thought it was going to be?
I think it's more.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
agree.
because I didn't think I would be talking to all these people from like around the world
hmm
from podcasting. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, isn't it? How it can open doors and people up to you. It's awesome.
Yeah, just kind of like always gotta have content.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to feed the beast, is what I tell our clients for Bobby Media for content. It's like the second that you film something and push it out there, it's time to start again, which is fun, but also is, you know, kind of wild because it's not always giving the time that we should be giving to the content that we have already, you know?
Yeah,
Do you go back through some of your old clips ever?
I do. I do that a lot.
Oh yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, actually, surprisingly so. Even if it's just like in my phone, like, I'll be, like, scrolling to find something else, and then I'll see some old clips, and I'm like, "That was such a good conversation." That made me happy.
Kinda motivates you too.
Yeah, it does, it keeps you motivated. Yeah, it's a cool, medium. That's amazing you were there 8 years like, started 8 years ago. You were ahead of the trend for sure.
Yeah. Little started a little early.
Yeah, but now look
What's huh?
but now look at you, 300 episodes in.
Yeah, that's a lot of episodes too.
A lot of episodes. That's awesome.
For your podcast, what's one thing that you haven't done yet that you want to do?
Oh, man. It's interesting, I had a podcast episode, we were gonna film it in for a client in North Dakota, and we were gonna ride horses and film it. Mm, I never wanted to do that previously, but now I wanna do that. They're coming to New York, so, we're filming here instead. Um, yeah, I mean, what do I wanna do with it that I haven't done? I would say take it with me to interview, like, people from around the world, like, I love that in podcasts. Oh, we got a visitor.
Yeah, it's my dog.
Yeah. I love in podcasts, you can meet and speak to people from all around the world over video, but I also I love the idea of, like, being in scenic locations or being, you know, somewhere cool, and talking to cool people, like, that always is that's something that I would love to do.
Yeah, and it's like podcasting is like radio and TV put together, so that just makes it better.
Yeah, exactly, like, I love the video element that podcast is being pulled into now. Um, I also love that it gives so many people a voice. Before this, I think people were apprehensive or shy to give themselves a mic, and now more people are doing that, and I love that. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, it's like you can create your safe space.
Yeah, and other people can be exposed to your safe space in a way that they wouldn't have been able to before. It's like, that you can create like a little living room or something for them, and before it's like you only had, like certain channels, and if someone was going to spend their time watching something, it would be one of those. But now they can come hang out with you for a bit.
Right. And before you get ready to record like a new episode, how do you mentally prepare yourself and like write down the script and get ready to record?
Yeah, I'm a big believer of kind of improv. So I try not to, I've done a lot of interviews. I've done hundreds of interviews over the years. And I found that if I'm too prepared, I'll ruin them by being too focused on the questions, or being too focused on my own agenda in the interview. So I really do try to prepare in terms of learning about who the person is and learning about what they've created, learning about kind of, looking at their other public interviews. Uh, I try to prepare in the sense of who do I think will want to watch this and what is the information I can pull out of this person that would be useful to somebody watching. Um, so yeah, I kind of go through all that. I try to also calm down and not be like nervous. I try to be upbeat, which is hard because, as you know, you have a million other things going on, and to maintain your attention span for 30, 40 minutes, an hour, you have to turn all the other things off. All the gadgets and gizmos have to be turned off, all the notifications, and all the client meetings have to be moved. And like, you have to sit and concentrate with this one person for an hour. And that way it's really nice and refreshing. But yeah, that's kind of what I try to do. And I get some water. I try and get the voice going, make sure I'm feeling confident, and just get after it. It's always different. You never know where it's going to go.
Right. And it's good to leave some space to kind of like freestyle.
Yeah, exactly. I like that space, in the freestyle space because I don't wanna pigeonhole my guests into talking about, something that they don't wanna talk about. I wanna give them a platform if they have something specific they wanna gear the conversation towards. Um, but it's always tough. It's really interesting because 'cause I'm used to controlling the conversation, so it's funny, like, doing this is very hard for me to, like, sit, and not do that, when it's public at least, but, yeah, it's fun. I've been doing it a while. I love doing it.
Yeah. And what challenges have you faced creating your brand, the podcast, becoming an author, and how did you push through them?
There's been a lot of challenges, I have to say. Some like mental challenges, spiritual challenges. Some of them, before I was running my agency. Now I had a company called Bookster, and that ended pretty terribly. And I took that as a really personal loss and kind of just like hid. Before I was kind of public, and then I hid for like a couple years and just put my head down and worked. And then when I came up from that and decided like, oh, I actually don't mind being public facing, and it's a bigger gift than what I realized. The fact that I'm able to do that and not, some people really freeze. Like some of the clients that we work with, really, I have to spend a lot of time coaching them to be more comfortable on camera. And for the most part, I'm relatively comfortable there. And so once I got back out there, um, really learning to have faith in my voice and trust in my own ability to create has been a stretch for me. I've always been able to help and encourage other people to find their voice and to help them amplify it through my work, but building my own and having faith and confidence that I'm, doing it right, or that it's useful to someone, or someone will like it. You always worry about, like, being so cringy, or that you're creating something to a crowd of none, and, ultimately, I try to find that balance between staying true to what I want to do and what my voice is, and then also to people who I think are interested in what I'm doing, and that's always a fine line. So I would say that's a challenge. I'm constantly working through that, um, and trying to think if there are any other, I mean, every day's a new every day's a new challenge.
Right.
But yeah, it hasn't been easy, I have to say. I mean, there's a lot of doubt involved when you're creating something. I have to go through and add up, is it cost effective? Is this worth my time doing, even if I really like it? And kind of start, you know, being realistic, like what is it leading to? What do I want out of it myself? Um, and yeah, all those conversations are a little tough, but it's good to have, right? Because at the beginning, when you start something, whether it's a book or a podcast or anything else, you have to first know if you're capable of doing it, right? And so you create the concept, you put yourself out there, which can be really nerve wracking. And then you're like, okay, this is working. And once you see that it's kind of working, that's when you have the luxury of being like, okay, do I want to keep doing it? Is it profitable? Is it like, there's like certain questions that fall in after that.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. But yeah, so lots of challenges constantly, but it's rewarding.
It's like a roller coaster sometimes.
Mhm. Yeah.
And yeah. How do you personally stay motivated and consistent to keep being creative?
Oh, uh, one of the big motivators for me recently has been, I have a lot of people around me who are also creators. And so when I feel like I'm in a slump, or when I doubt myself, I see the work that they're doing and I'm really inspired by it, or they'll mention something to me and they'll be, you know, it'll kind of Oh, uh-oh, you gotta get that?
No.
Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, I'm really inspired by, certain creators around me, and that keeps me going. Uh, yeah, and other than that, if I have enough alone time, I'll go on a walk or something, and I'll be like, I'm inspired by my own curiosity. Like, I wonder what this person would have to say. I wonder if I could talk to this person. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm a very um, curious person, and I'm always kind of deriving inspiration from that. But I also have loved the projects and the people that I've recently been able to spend some time with. I'm totally inspired by their work.
Right. Yeah, it's good to be inspired too by other creators.
It's really nice because it allows you to evaluate your own, voice and projects, but also to see what they're doing well. Yeah, I'm just uh, super inspired by them right now.
Right. Being an author and a podcaster, can you share a moment in your career where it changed your perspective on like just life and everything all around?
Um, yeah, I would say that after doing it myself, I spent years and years, I was kind of hiding when I was doing work for Bookster. I was hiding behind that brand. And then I jumped to helping other authors and brands kind of start to build out their own things, their own podcasts, their own social media presence. We'd film video and clip that up, etc. And all of that was really easy to tell people how to do it, right? Like, I mean, I had already grown an audience to over 4 million people at Bookster, and I was able to kind of copy and paste what we were doing there. I would say something that really changed my mind, or like really that I learned, was once I started going into my own voice and finding faith in that, trusting my own voice. I can't stress that enough. It's been very hard for me. I think people see me and they think she's confident. She knows, she's confident. She's happy. She must, be have faith in her own voice. And I would say absolutely not. I question it all the time. My confidence there is not, uh, it's getting better, but that was surprising to me because I'm used to being brave, and I'm used to kind of like having my ass on the line, especially being an entrepreneur. But having your ass on the line very publicly with all of your public projects that are reflective of your own voice is a level of vulnerability I wasn't really expecting. And then to see, is it working or is it not working, is also very nerve wracking. However, I have to say that once you get through that, push through all that, it's very fun. And even though you realize, oh, I'm not for everybody, there's something really freeing in the sense of you being out there, being yourself. There's something that feels, very freeing about that.
Good one. That was a good one.
Thanks.
Um, so what's like, is there any new projects for Sarah? Any new things you're working on?
Yeah, always. And that's another thing I'm trying to learn this year is really to relax more and to not really work so much. Usually, when there are some downtimes in business, when it's slow, I get pretty anxious. And I'm trying to learn how to accept the slowness and kind of live in that space more, instead of just building out new project after new project after new project, which is what I've done in the past. However, all that to say, I have the book coming out. I have this podcast happening. I'm currently working on some things I can't totally disclose on the agency side of things for Bobby Media that I'm very excited about. I also have some big pitches coming up for some of my projects. I've been writing a lot of scripts recently, and I've found that to be a very fun endeavor, and a new endeavor for me. So, doing that, I have a series that I'm working on that will be called um, "Me versus Your Chat," where I go around and ask people to ask their chat a question, and then I ask them to ask me the same question and see what answer they like more. Uh, I'm assuming I'm gonna lose to chat every time. However, I hope that I can at least provide some entertainment or enlightenment as I stumble to try and answer their questions. So, yeah, I would say that's kind of what I'm working on next. There's another series I'm trying to work on where there's a psychic I know. I'm trying to figure out how to work him into a little YouTube series. So, yeah, there's all kinds of little things here and there that I've got cooking.
Nice, gotta stay busy.
Yeah, it's like create, right? Like if you have the time and desire and ability, like why not get out there and create things? It's fun.
Right. And one more question before we go. What's one piece of advice that you would give if somebody wanted to write a book or start a podcast?
Um my advice if you want to write a book is to put put it together thoroughly and then to go pitch it and to not give up on your pitching. To try to make it stand out. It needs to be out of the box, and you're going to be the champion of that project. And if you want to have a publisher, if you don't have a publisher and you are self-publishing, then my advice would be to spend a lot of time marketing your book and growing your audience. And really, regardless, you should be doing that because that's what publishers also care about. If you're going to start a podcast, I would say just prepare yourself for the amount of editing. Um, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, prepare yourself for the amount of editing and find your own voice, find your own niche. Like don't go out and do what someone else is doing. Just be yourself and also continue that creation even if like for me sometimes we can't get it out every week or even every other week and just keep going. That would be my other advice for those who want to start a podcast.
Good advice. Good advice. Well, once again, I
Thanks.
really appreciate you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited about what you're doing and definitely cheering you on.
Definitely appreciate it. Maybe we could do a part two soon.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Rome. Thanks so much for having me on. Let me know if you need anything, okay?
All right. Definitely.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye.